What's going on? This is Tree. Here to teach you about packaged auto because everyone kind of gets confused by this mod, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's just a way that we can make patterns from 9 by 9 recipes instead of just the regular 3 by 3 recipes. And I'm gonna do a couple sample recipes just to show you how it works. So I made a little sample network here. Yeah. So this recipe you actually don't need to use package auto for, but it's easy to set up. So I'm just going to use it for an example. So to start, you're going to have your extended craft, or we're going to do it on the elite crafting table with an unpackager and the automation interface on top here. You can see I've got my pattern saved for crystalline, and we're going to go make a pattern for that. So first, we're going to need some package recipe holders. Have those. Sorry, let me just clear this out here. So we're going to start out, you're going to put two package recipe holders up in this slot right here. We're going to choose the first recipe slot and we want to automate crystal team. Okay, so we're going to set this up as the pattern here. Um, for this pattern, it really doesn't matter, but you can see here it's set to ordered. It could also be processing. By default, it's set to processing. The difference here is you can see when it's set to processing, it's only going to make one package. That's because it's smart and it knows it can make 10 lapis as a stack, the 8 or the whatever, the 10 diamonds as a stack, etc., etc. And it can be smart about it. Or if we set it for ordered, it's going to make it exactly as we have set up here. So it's going to make 1 diamond, 5 lapis, etc. That way. This is actually the ideal setup for packaged auto for a number of reasons for other recipes that do matter for the order. So I almost always have it on ordered and I recommend it the same. Even though it's going to make more packages, it really does not make a difference at all. So we have our two package recipe holders here. We have our crystal team recipe saved and we're going to save that. It's going to save it to both of our package recipe holders. These are identical now. Somewhere on our network, we need a packager. This can literally be anywhere on your network. Mine's just here. Oh, let me just get rid of this one. Put in my crystalline ingot package over here, and over here in the unpackager, I'm going to put one here as well. And I have blocking mode disabled because it doesn't matter for the automation interface, but you can use blocking mode with the unpackager the same way you could use it with a regular interface. Now, the automation interface, it requires power, so I'm going to go ahead and power it here. Um, and secondly, the first time you're going to have to build the recipe yourself on the table. I already set this one up here for crystalline. Once I do, I'm going to have to save it. And as soon as I do this, it's going to pick up the crystalline ingot. We're going to see that it has the recipe saved in here. And then I took it out and it piped it into this interface here and back into just, I have a little storage thing over here set up for kind of stuff. The unpackager cannot accept items back into it. It will void them out. And the automation interface will happily pipe it wherever you tell it to. So make sure that you're piping into a regular interface or somewhat sort of other inventory and not back into the unpackager because then it will just disappear. So yeah, just to see what's happening here now. So I have my two packages in here and here. So now when I go to order a crystalline ingot, you can see that it appears as a recipe. I have no other crafting storages or interfaces or anything that has other recipes. So you can see the recipe, it's pulling it from the packager right here. So like I said, it's integrated with E2. So you can order, let's say, 10 crystalline ingots. It knows how to do it. It's going to take all of these items out of the storage that I have set up over there. It's going to make these 4 packages or 10 times 4 packages. And then it's going to send them to the unpackager over here that knows how to unpackage them. So how the packager works is it takes all the items into the packager, turns them into those packages, happening right here. And then it's going to start sending things to the unpackager, which is going to start unpackaging them, sending them into the automation interface, and then which is going to start putting it out onto the table. And that's going to start making our crystalline ingots. They're going to start getting crafted, and they're going to go back into this interface right here, which is going to put them back into my storage and then complete the pattern. So that's pretty cool. That's how you're going to automate the automation interface and the extended crafting tables with packaged auto. But let's say we want to set up something to go with the crafting core. Now, again, I'm just going to pick a small recipe, something that's easy to set up. So we're going to do charged draconium. And I'm going to show you that you can do one packager with 2 different unpackagers. And I'm going to show you how we can set that up. So let me just make sure that this recipe is finished. It has. I'm going to take my recipe holder back out of the packager. And I'm going to put it into here. And I'm just going to load this up. And in the second slot now, I'm going to put a recipe for, oh, I didn't mean to search there, charged zirconium. Again, you don't need to use PackagedAuto for these recipes. You can make these easily in the regular interface. I'm just using these as examples because they're easy for me to set up. Like I said, always I'm going to change it to ordered. I always have it set to ordered because it makes things easier, especially when we are doing recipes with the crafting core that require things to be put out in a certain order. You want those items to go out in the order that you request them in. Like you need, if especially when we're doing angle site or full resonant full resonant frame, where the first item is extremely important because that's the one that's going to be going out to the crafting core. We need to make sure that their recipe is sent out in the order that we requested it. So that is the importance of setting this to ordered. So once we have done that, we can see it set to ordered processing. We have our crystal or our charged zirconium recipe set, and I will save it. So now this package has those two recipes, as you can see right there. I'm going to put that back into my packager, and then I'm going to clear the crystalline recipe by just clearing that one out. Now this will disappear from this package, and I'm going to put a new package here. This is only going to have the charged zirconium recipe in it, and I'm just going to press save. So you can see now when I take this, actually, here, I'm actually just going to do all this because I think, I'm not sure if it'll mess it up, but let's be safe. There we go. Now we only have the one recipe, and that's going to go into this unpackager. Now this unpackager I have set to blocking mode enabled because that will not put more than one or more items out than we need. Right here, I only have it set up with the two or the one crafting core and the one pedestal. But if I had multiple pedestals out here, we wouldn't want to have zirconium going out to all of them because that would break the craft. So I do have blocking mode enabled, so only the items I request are going out. And now you can see when I come here and I order up some charged zirconium, no problem at all. It's going to craft it up. As soon as it's crafted, my items are going to, I have a filtered conduit here. It's just going to pull the items back into this interface and then back into the system, like always. And as soon as this one is crafted, the next one gets pushed through, et cetera, and that will just keep going on until all these are crafted. So yeah, that's how you use PackagedAuto. If you have any other questions, please let me know on the Discord.